We all, every single one of us, should have our own personal definition of leadership. You know, there is no perfect, there is no universally accepted definition of leadership. There are hundreds and hundreds of appropriate definitions of leadership. But I'm a big one on this. If you want to lead, if you aspire to be a leader, you've got to at least be able to define leadership for yourself, don't you? If you want to be a good leader, you've got to have a definition of leadership and what it means to you, Paul, on a very personal basis, based on who you are, your personality, your set of beliefs, your core values, your guiding principles, your personality, etc. We should all have our own personal definition of leadership. Now, you see these books. These are leadership snapshots. We're getting ready to put these online for all of these executives. Every single formal manager, leader at Texas Children's Hospital, manager, AD, director, and above, has submitted their definition of leadership to all of the executives and to me. I've read every single one of these, okay? So what is your personal definition of leadership? Again, this is another one of those that you've heard repeatedly from me. Leadership to me, it's the sum of three things. It's vision plus structure plus people, with people by far being the most important element or ingredient in the leadership definition and equation. What is your definition of leadership? That applies to your areas of responsibility at Texas Children's and also applies where else? In your personal life as well. This is huge. It's amazing how many CEOs I meet, not just of hospitals, big companies, privately held companies, public traded companies, CEOs, people that make a lot of money. And you start talking leadership with them and you ask them, what's your definition of leadership? Wow. Question gives them windburn, you know. They don't have a definition of leadership. And they're the chief executive officer of a major corporation. Wow. We've all got to have our definition of leadership. It's amazing how many leaders don't have one. Well, about 26, 27 years ago, I was a very junior executive at the Methodist Hospital then, and I was giving a talk in California. And to be honest, I don't remember what the topic was. But at the end of my presentation, during the Q&A session, someone asked me, they said, Mark, what's your definition of leadership? And there I was, about 25 or so at the time. I'd been to graduate school. I'd worked at Methodist Hospital for at least a few years. I'd done my administrative fellowship there. I'm a reasonably smart fella, not real smart, but reasonably smart enough. And so I kind of danced my way through that one. I said, well, leadership to me is ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. And I was totally extemporaneous and came up with my definition of leadership on the spur of the moment, on the spot. It wasn't any good. So on the plane back from California to Houston, I thought, man, Wallace, that is pathetic. Here you are, 25, 26, you aspire to someday be a CEO, really be an effective leader, make a difference, for patients and academic institutions and patient care education research. And they asked you the question, what's your definition of leadership? And you drew a blank. Wow, hit me like a ton of bricks. And so all the way back on the plane, I'm writing out, what's my definition of leadership? I spent a year working on my definition of leadership, reading, writing, thinking, writing, tearing up, and starting over. What is your definition of leadership? Again, there is no right, there is no wrong definition. It's your definition. It's a very personalized thing, based on who you are, how you want to lead, your value systems, your personality, your style. But I firmly believe that we all have to have our definition of leadership.